Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome to my first Shop My Stash project pan video of 2026. I am so excited to be here with you all today because this project is going to be just a little bit different than it was last year, and that is because I am starting up an eyeshadow component. I talked a little bit about this in my Pan Those Eyeshadows finale from last year, but because I'm not doing a Pan Those Eyeshadows this year, what I am doing in my Shop My Stash project pan is rolling in an eyeshadow from my collection that I select, and also randomly rolling in an eyeshadow from my collection. So super excited to add that to this project and be able to pick out those eyeshadows today. Just in case you're not familiar with this project in general, what this is just a typical Shop My Stash where I pick different products from my collection to work on for about a month. I need to work on those products for at least 5 times, and then once I hit that threshold at the next monthly update, I can roll them back into my collection. If I don't hit that 5 usage mark, I just need to use them whatever else I need to use them for. So if I hit 4, I just need to use them one more time in the next month to be able to roll them back into my collection at the next update. And it's really just that simple. It gets me going through products. It gets me using products that maybe I wouldn't typically use. It also sets me up really nicely for project pans. You're gonna see that today because I hit a major pan on a product that I had in my Shop My Stash project pan, and now I'm thinking it's something that I can roll in to my actual project pan this year and finish. So really cool stuff like that happening in this project. And like I said, we are now adding the eyeshadow component, which I think is going to be super fun as well. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about the products that I had in this past month. Starting first with a couple of products that are now currently in my actual project pan. So I'm not going to spend a ton of time on either of these, but do want to address that I did get some usage on them while they were in this project. So first is my One Size On Till Dawn setting spray. I used this one 17 times in this project before I moved it in to my project pan. I love this setting spray. I love how it sets my face, gives me a very natural matte finish, which is great for nights out. It's also honestly great for me at work. This has been amazing and I've really been enjoying wearing it. And then I also had my Benefit Benetint in this project, and I used this one 5 times in this project before it got rolled into my project pan. And I just have to say that I love this product. I rolled it into my project pan because I enjoy wearing it so much. I'm wearing it today as both a lip color and a cheek color. I am very much obsessed with this product right now, so curious to see how I feel about it once I've had it in my project pan for a significant amount of time, but right now it's just like top tier for me. All right, really excited to show you the next product. This is my LYS powder. This was just like my setting powder that I used this past month or so, and I used it 31 times. And as you can see, there is a huge pan on it now. So really excited about the progress on this product itself and just the usage and the fact that now I have a huge pan. I'm really thinking that this is something that I can add to my planning to pan and hopefully finish up at some point this year. So super proud of the progress on that one. Also have my Buxom blush in this project. I used this one 16 times. I was actually layering this one a lot over my Merit Cream blush, which I thought was really pretty. Just in general, I really enjoy this blush and I was happy to get the 16 uses on it. I also had in my ColourPop oh no, we're gonna have to take care of that. My ColourPop highlight in the shade Champagne Pop has now broken to several pieces, so I am going to have to repress that. But I used this one 10 times in this project before it was broken. I'm not sure when that exactly happened, so we'll have to come back to that one. Now lastly is several lip products. I hit the threshold on all of these except for one, so we'll go through all of them and then I'll talk about the one that's sticking around for this next month, which like I'm honestly thrilled with that because I rolled in 3 red lips. So the fact that I was able to hit the goal on most of them, I'm happy with. We'll start with the 2 just bullet lipsticks. I had my Carli Bybel Il Makiage lipstick in the shade Venus. This was just a really pretty matte red. I also had MAC Ruby Woo, which again, really pretty matte red. I used both of these 5 times. Really happy with the usage on that. Great time to use them obviously during the holidays, so that was kind of perfect. I also had the Carli Bybel Il Makiage waterproof lip liner in the shade Ablaze. I used this one 7 times. Really pretty red to, again, wear during the holidays. I also rolled in my Patrick Ta 2CCs. This is like a plumping lip gloss, and I wore this one 13 times. Really pretty gloss. Doesn't really hurt at all, so it's easy to wear. Obviously it's pink in the tube, but it definitely comes across like more clear on the lips. Like there's a tiny little bit of pigment, but not much, so it made it pretty versatile to wear. And I think I wore these two together a couple times. And then lastly is my Kylie matte lipstick in the shade Mary Jo. And I wore this one 4 times. So I didn't hit the goal on this, but I only missed it by 1. So I'm actually quite thrilled with 3 red lips that I was only 1 off from hitting my goal all the way. So really happy with that. So this one will stick around for this month, but I think I'll be able to figure out one time to wear it and be able to get that usage on it. Really happy with the progress this month, and I really enjoyed using all of these products. I'm gonna put the ones that are not in my project pan back into my collection, and we'll select some new products to work on. Oh, well, I guess before we do that, we should do our random selection for eyeshadow. So that landed on 212, which comes from my ABH Nouveau palette, and it is the shade right here called Liberty that I have exactly no usage on. So the goal with this, again, will just be 5 uses, and it'll be good to get usage on an eyeshadow that I'm not currently have any usage on. Let's select some new products. For now, I'm not gonna pick a new setting spray, so I have some here, I have some in this bin, or a new foundation, just because I'm actively working on each one of those in my project pan, so I'm just gonna kind of leave that for right now. I am gonna select a new powder to work on, and I do kind of want to use a little bit of this CoverGirl powder. I was surprised by the pan that I hit in the LYS powder, and I'm wondering if maybe I will be surprised by hitting a pan in this one. I don't know, probably not, but it's worth trying. And then I also need to select a bronzer. So as you all know, I've been working on my Marc Jacobs bronzer for the past year. It's not currently in my project pan, and so while I have a little bit of time to take a break from it, I am going to. So I need to select a new bronzer, and I think I'm gonna select this Guerlain one right here because I haven't worked on that in forever. I don't need a highlight because I'm working on one in my project pan, but I am going to choose this Rare Beauty blush. Like I said, I'm working on the Benetint in my project pan, but not a powder blush. So I do like to have that option available to me. I don't think I need any eyeliners or anything like that, so we'll leave that be for right now, but I do want to pull out a couple of lippies. Actually, I am going to change my mind on eyeliner. I have these two that are not black eyeliner. This is like maroon, and then this is more of like a golden bronze. And I think I'm gonna pull in this golden bronze eyeliner. As you all know, I finished my Avon like black eyeliner at the end of my 2025 project pan, and I just have been like a little bit burnt out on liner, but I think one like this will be fun to use. And now I wanna pull in a few options for lippies. I do have a lip gloss in my project pan, so I don't necessarily want to pull something in because I don't want to really distract myself from using that, but I do want to kind of see what I have. I have a bunch of these like Maybelline lipsticks you can see up here. Here's one that's gotten some like really good usage over the years. This is Touch of Spice, a classic from back in the day. But everyone's talking about like 2016 cores, so I feel like this actually might be a good option just for fun with that. And then I think I'm just gonna pull in an old favorite, which is Lipstick Queen in the shade The Truth. I just like love this lip color, so that will be fun to work with as well. In addition to the eyeshadow that I randomly selected, I also need to pull in an eyeshadow that I am choosing, and I recently have been using this Mothership 10 palette, and I've been absolutely loving this shade right here, which I believe is Rosewood Romantique. So I think I'm going to pull that specific shade in. I've been wearing it a lot, just like how I've worn a lot of the eyeshadows the past month or so, just kind of like in the outer half of my eye as a little bit of like a smudged eyeliner, and it's been really pretty. Also nice to just have this palette in general, because some of these shimmer shades I've been a little bit intrigued by, so maybe I will use a little bit more now that they are in an actual project. So excited to get at least 5 uses on both of those eyeshadows and really everything. So like I said, those eyeshadows I selected. I'm gonna work on my CoverGirl Clean Fresh powder, my Guerlain bronzer, this Rare Beauty blush, this NYX eyeliner in the shade Golden Bronze. I need to get one more usage on my Mary Jo Kylie liquid lip. And then I have the Touch of Spice Maybelline lipstick and the Lipstick Queen The Truth lipstick. And that is my Shop My Stash project pan. So I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you in my next one. Bye.